If you want to add visual interest, if you're tired of using the same old photographs, this technique is going to show you how to turn a photograph into a simulated watercolor. This can be really neat. I've chosen this image of City Hall in New York City to use to demonstrate this technique. It's got a lot of vibrant color. I think this will look really good. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my background layer, which contains all the pixels, a couple of different times. You can duplicate it by dragging the layer down to the new layer button. There we go. So now I've got 4 copies of the same pixels, essentially on 3 different layers. We'll turn off the top 2 layers. We're going to use those later, and we're going to select the first layer. And to that, we're going to apply the cutout filter. So that's pretty easy to use. If we go to the filter menu at the top of the screen and we choose from the filter list here, so let's go to the filter gallery. And we're looking for the cutout filter. That's the one that we want. And you can see already this makes it look kind of like a watercolor. All right, so for number of levels, we're going to go with 4, edge simplicity also 4, and edge fidelity 2. So if we click OK, it's going to take that layer right there. It doesn't look exactly like a watercolor, but we're going to add more detail. Now we're going to change the blending layer to the luminosity blending mode, and watch what happens when we do that. So luminosity is here at the bottom, and you see some of the highlights now of the colors are more visible. Okay, so now we're going to turn on the layer just above layer 1, and let's select that layer. So now we're going to work on this layer, and we're going to create an effect, and then change the blending mode. So to this one, we're going to apply the dry brush filter. We're going to go to Filter, Filter Gallery, and we're going to choose Dry Brush. For brush size, we're going to choose 10. For brush detail, we're going to choose 10, and for texture, we're going to choose 3. And that looks like a painting as well. Pretty cool effect. Let's select OK, and that'll convert the pixels on this layer. This time, we're going to change the blending mode to screen. I know there's a lot of steps here, but once you get used to doing this, the end result is pretty cool. And now we're getting really close to that watercolor effect. All right, so let's turn on the top layer of pixels. And to this layer, we're just going to add some noise. So let's go to the filter menu once again. And from noise, you'll see there's some different ways to add noise. We're going to go with median. And let's go ahead and change the radius to about 12 pixels. And that adds some noise to our image. It kind of almost spreads out the pixels that are in this particular layer. All right, so now we'll change the blending mode again, and this time we're going to change it to soft light. And there we go. So now we've got our watercolor image from the original image, which we could see here. So here's our original, and here's our watercolor. Pretty cool effect, and definitely adds some visual interest to the original image. Have fun with this.